Have you ever dreamed of being rich? That feeling of having no financial worries, buying whatever you want, whenever you want. For many, that's the ultimate life goal. But what if I told you that for some, reaching that pinnacle of wealth is the beginning of the end? It sounds crazy, right? But the truth is, an abundance of money can sometimes lead people down a path of self-destruction. Today, we're going to explore 10 surprising ways the super rich can accidentally ruin their own lives. This isn't about jealousy or criticism. It's a fascinating look into the psychology of wealth and a cautionary tale for all of us. Stay tuned because the first one might just change how you see money forever. First up, losing a sense of purpose. Think about it. For most of our lives, we're driven by goals. Get a good education, find a stable job, pay off the mortgage, save for retirement. These milestones give us direction. But what happens when you have so much money you can tick off every box overnight? Suddenly the game is over. There's no mountain left to climb. This can lead to a profound sense of emptiness and boredom. Without a reason to get out of bed in the morning, people can drift aimlessly, feeling like their life has lost its meaning. It's the classic now what problem. But on a grand scale, the drive that made them successful vanishes, replaced by a void that money just can't fill. Next, we have the trap of social isolation. You might think being rich makes you more popular, but it can often do the opposite. Old friends might feel awkward or envious, creating a distance. New acquaintances? It's hard to tell if they like you or for your wallet. This constant suspicion can build walls, making it incredibly difficult to form genuine connections. The wealthy often find themselves in an echo chamber of other rich people, losing touch with the real world and the diverse friendships that enrich our lives. They end up surrounded by yes-men and fair-weather friends, leading to a profound and painful loneliness that no amount of money can cure. The third way is a complete loss of perspective. When you can afford anything, the value of everything diminishes. A $10,000 watch doesn't feel special when you can buy 10 of them without a second thought. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it's a slippery slope. The constant pursuit of more and better becomes a joyless treadmill. What once brought happiness now feels mundane. They might become entitled, impatient, and disconnected from the everyday struggles and joys of ordinary people. A delayed flight or a slow waiter becomes a major crisis. This distorted reality not only makes them unhappy but can also make them insufferable to be around, further fueling their isolation. Number 4 is a big one: the destruction of family relationships. Money can be like gasoline poured on a family fire. Suddenly, everyone has an opinion on how it should be spent, managed, or inherited. Children can grow up feeling entitled, with no understanding of the value of work or money, a phenomenon often called affluenza. This can lead to a lack of motivation and ambition. Fights over inheritance can tear siblings and even entire generations apart, creating wounds that never heal. The person who earned the wealth feels the pressure of being the family bank, while relatives may feel resentful or dependent. The dream of providing for your family can turn into a nightmare of discord and broken bonds. Coming in at number 5 is the paralysis of choice. We think having endless options is a good thing, but psychology tells us otherwise. It's called the paradox of choice. When you can buy any house, travel to any country, or invest in any business, the sheer volume of options can be overwhelming. This can lead to a state of analysis paralysis, where you're so afraid of making the wrong choice that you end up making no choice at all. This indecision can be incredibly stressful and can lead to a feeling of being stuck, despite having the freedom to do anything. Instead of feeling liberated by their wealth, they feel trapped by it. At number 6, we see the neglect of health. With a private jet and a personal chef, you'd think the rich would be the healthiest people on the planet. But that's often not the case. The pressure to maintain their wealth, the high-stress lifestyle, and the work hard, play hard mentality can take a serious toll. Access to the best of everything can also mean access to the worst excesses. Late-night parties, rich food, and a sedentary lifestyle fueled by convenience can lead to serious health problems. They might also ignore mental health, thinking that being rich means they have no right to feel depressed or anxious, which can lead to a downward spiral. Number 7 is the fear of losing it all. This might sound ironic, but the richer someone is, the more they have to lose. This can create a constant low-grade anxiety. They worry about market crashes, bad investments, lawsuits, or being taken advantage of. This fear can make them overly cautious, distrustful, and unable to enjoy the very wealth they worked so hard to build. Instead of feeling secure, they feel perpetually insecure. The money that was supposed to bring peace of mind becomes the primary source of their stress. Every news headline about the economy sends a jolt of panic through their system. Next, at number 8, is the erosion of personal identity. For many successful people, their identity becomes completely wrapped up in their work and their net worth. They are the CEO, the investor, the billionaire. But what happens if the business fails or they decide to retire? They can experience a massive identity crisis. They don't know who they are without the title and the status. Their self-worth is so tied to their financial success that any dip in their fortune feels like a personal failure. This makes them incredibly fragile, and they lose sight of the other parts of themselves: the parent, the friend, the artist, the person with hobbies and passions outside of making money. The ninth way rich people can destroy their lives is by raising unprepared children. We touched on this with family, but it deserves its own spot. The desire to give your kids a better life than you had is natural. But when better means giving them everything without teaching them responsibility, discipline, or resilience, you're setting them up for failure. These children may never learn how to cope with disappointment or overcome challenges on their own. They can lack the grit and drive that made their parents successful in the first place. The wealth becomes a generational curse, creating a cycle of dependency and unfulfillment, ultimately destroying the very legacy the parents hoped to build. Finally, at number 10 is the golden cage syndrome. Their wealth creates a life of comfort and luxury, but it's a cage nonetheless. They might want to quit their high-stress job, but feel they can't because they have to maintain their extravagant lifestyle. They might want to move to a small, quiet town, but feel tied to the social circles and expectations of their high society life. They feel trapped by the very things that are supposed to represent freedom. They have all the money in the world, but they aren't free to live a simple, authentic life if they chose to. Their life is dictated by the demands of their wealth, not by their own desires. So, as we've seen, the dream of being rich isn't always the paradise we imagine. From losing purpose and friends to battling fear and raising unprepared kids, the challenges are real and complex. Money is a powerful tool, but it's not a solution to all of life's problems. In fact, without the right mindset, it can create a whole new set of them. The real takeaway here isn't that money is bad, but that true wealth is about more than just your bank account. It's about purpose, connection, health, and freedom. Thank you for watching. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content that makes you think. See you in the next one.